Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Binary Life, and today it's another video, which will be one amongst the many videos coming up regarding my preparation for my CKAD certification. What's Certified Kubernetes Application Developer, I guess so, and I do my practices on the Kodekloud. I absolutely love this platform. Oops, I just switched out of my lab. All right, and today we'll be practicing Ingress Networking. Let me start the lab. Right, and this series is a series that will show you all the practice session that I go through until I finally obtain my certification, and then at the end I'm going to present to you my certification. So today we'll be practicing Ingress Networking on Kubernetes, and this is a lab set by Kodekloud, like I said before, with 23 questions. Let's try to walk through and solve all the questions that come with it. So we have deployed Ingress controller resources and application. Explore the setup. The easiest way to explore when you don't know anything in Kubernetes. Let me just create this break. Should be kubectl. We get everything in every namespace minus a all our namespace. We can see this is a list of pods. There are many of them, and they're distributed between this namespace AppSpace, Ingress, Nginx, Flannel, and system kube system. We can see this is the list of services here. This is the list of daemon set. I don't know what's that. I don't yet know what's that. Right, deployments and replicate sets and jobs. And we can also view kubectl, get namespaces to just get the name of all the namespaces that are there. All right, this is all of them here. So this is I think here this one actually summarizes everything that's configured on our Kubernetes cluster. Let's say okay. And next question: what is the what namespace is the Ingress controller? If I check very well somewhere here, I see Ingress controller. Let's check for deployments. I think that's like higher level the things to do. These are deployments here, and we can see there's an Ingress Nginx controller, Ingress controller here. And what's the namespace? The namespace is Ingress Nginx. I'll take this one. Yeah. What is the name of the Ingress controller deployment? So it's a deployment. What's the name of the Ingress controller deployment? So what's the deployment? This is it here. These are deployments here. And what's the name of the deployment? This is it, Ingress Nginx deployment. So I'm going to pick this one, Ingress Nginx deployment here. Which namespace are the application deploying? All right, these are applications that are usually in the pod level, and this looks like something that has to do with application AppSpace, so I'll just pick that. Right, how many applications are deployed in the AppSpace? Here we can see there are 3. Very easy to spot. Not two, just 3. Right. Which namespace is the Ingress resource deployed in? So where is it deployed in? So let's go to the deployments. This deployment here. Which namespace is the Ingress resource? I think one of the right ways to see this is just to type this. Is just to query Ingress. Let's get all the ingresses that are there. Ingress in all the namespaces. We can see 1, and it's in the AppSpace namespace. All right, let's pick this one, AppSpace. Now, what is the name of the Ingress resource? This is the name here, Ingress Web Watch. Yeah. What is the host configured on the Ingress resource? Here, this is the star. Yeah. Now, what backend is the web path on the Ingress resource? Here we can't see details to see what backend. So we have to dig more deeper and describe that Ingress, which is called this, and which is in the namespace, -n for namespace. It's in the namespace called app space. Let's dig deeper. We can see that for this path for /where, the backend, this is backend column here, is where service. So let's take where service. Now, at what path is the video streaming application made available in Ingress? At what path is the video streaming application made available? The video streaming here is it watch. It's video services here, and the path is watch/watch. Now, if the requirement does not match any of the configured path, what service are the requests forwarded to? If the requirement does not match any of the configured paths, the requirement does not match any of the configured paths, what service are the requests forwarded to? So we don't have if we don't have a path here, and let's say for example /test, where would the request go to? We can see that through the default backend here, and here nothing is configured, so we say no service. Now view the Ingress service using the tab at the top of the terminal. We usually have it here, Ingress here. Alright, that's it, that's open. Click on the tab, I just did that, and which page do you see? We can see there is a 404 page here, so yeah. Now view the application by appending /where and /watch. So let's observe the /where. Looks like this. /watch looks like this. So those are two services for or two applications if you wish, hosted in our cloud cluster that we're trying to access like this. We have the watch and the where. Now we just open the URL on the browser to see. So okay. Now you are requested to change the URL at which the applications are available. Now make the video to be available as /stream. Initially, I think the video was at the level of /watch, so we have to change this to /stream. So what do? I need to get this service. I need to be able to modify this. So first of all, if I get the Ingress, all of this, the same command, and output it in a YAML format, this is what I get, the whole configuration that participated in creating this Ingress. So I am going to take that configuration and redirect into a file. I'll just call it my Ingress, and then I'm going to modify that file, and inside I'm going to change /watch to /stream. And then what am I going to do? I'm going to delete this index because I need to apply the modification. I'm going to delete this Ingress here, which is at this namespace here, and then I'm going to do all of that in one line. So semicolon for the next command, and then I'm going to apply the modifications I did on this file. So this is 2 commands in one line. This is deleted, and next phase applying. And if I check, I should be good. I think the best way to check is to type /stream here to see if it works. Or watch, if I refresh, it shouldn't work anymore. And if I type stream, that should work now, so that's good. And next, this is asking us to test the thing on the browser. We just did that. Okay, now a user is trying to view the /it. I don't think it's not configured, so let's see that. Yeah, it's 404 page. Alright, listen, click on the Ingress tab and append these and see. We just did that. It's 404. So yeah, now setting things up. Due to increased demand, your business decides to take a new venture, or you acquire the food delivery application. The application have been migrated to your cluster. So we just bought something, another app that we need to host in this cluster here. Inspect the new deployments in this namespace. So this is how we see deployments. kubectl get deployments using the namespace app space. That's it. Okay, I think we can see the food here that was brought to this namespace here. So you are requested to add the new path to your Ingress to make the food delivery application available to your customer. So initially we had a /where for where /stream for video. Now we're going to add /it to include this new application that we just bought. So I'll have to go back to that Ingress file and modify it again, and I'll copy one of these paths here. You can see there are two paths. This is path with the dash. This is an array, so this is one path, this is second path. I'm going to add a third one for it, for the food application. Right, and this one, the service is called from the exercise food service here, and the port is still 8080, and the path is /it. So I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to recall this command that deletes the Ingress that was running, and so that we can reapply the modifications that we just brought in here. So I'll retype that. It didn't go, meaning we have some errors on line 30 of the file. So I'll just re-edit that file. I will just try to set line numbers to debug it. Where is line 30? Yeah, I think it has to do with indentations here. This dash is not aligned with the one above, so I'll just have to shift like this. I hope that it's okay. Right, let's try that one more time. I know it's already deleted here, so normally I just have to apply, but let me just type the command. You won't find it, and then he created the new one, and we should be good to go. Let's check, and let's type /it here. I think it was 404 page already, so let's refresh the page, and we have eating. That's great. That's problem solved. Next, and we just tried that in the browser already, so next. Setting things up. No, there's another one. A new payment service has been introduced. Since it's critical, the new application is deployed in its own namespace. Identify the namespace where the application is deployed. The best way is just to get the namespaces. Let's get all the namespaces. One thing you should notice, when we added in fact, the best way is just if I just view my Ingress file, when we added we added the third path, because there were already two paths existing, and that all of that happened in the app space namespace. Right. Now here we are asked to check all our namespaces. So like this, let's check all of them and identify the namespace in which this payment service has been hosted. So we can see there is no payment somewhere. There is critical, so I guess that should be it. So since it's critical, the new application, the payment application, if you wish, is deployed in here. So this should be the critical space. I just choose this one, critical space. Now, what is the name of the deployment of the new application? How do I see all the how do I see that? I just need to see the list of all applications that are usually inside pods. So what if I get all the pods in the, it says this payment application is inside the critical space namespace. So I'm going to list all the pods inside that namespace like this, and there's just one, so this should be that payment application. So what is the name of the deployment basically? Well, this is the pod. I should have typed, but getting all the deployment, not pods. Deployments. Now the deployment is called web app pay. Yeah. Now you are requested to make the new application, that /pay, available as /pay. Wow, we have to make that application available, just like we did for /eat here. Identify and implement the best approach. The only difference with /eat here was that /eat was in the right namespace here, so we just added it under the path. But /pay is on a whole different namespace, so we have to create a new ingress for that. So I'll copy this ingress file. I'll duplicate. I'll copy it in another file and modify it so that it suits our new recommendation, and then I'm going to deploy it. So I'll copy that file, my ingress, and redirect it into a file. Let me just call it a critical ingress. It's a YAML file, and then I'm going to open that critical ingress file. Oops, I just made an error there. Oops, something like this. Right, I think I opened two files there because there's an I here. I just want to open one of them, the critical ingress file. It looks like this, and this our new payment. We need to include our new payment, and remember the new payment is in a new space, namespace. It's called critical space, so we need to change this, and we need to give it a new name this time around. Let me just call this ingress critical payment app, something like that. And we have to add /pay here. Here there are 3 parts, so I'll just delete the 2 of them and allow 1. All right, let's just delete this. Right, we're left with 1 path, so I'm going to add /pay here. And which is the name of the service? I don't know. We need to check that. I'll just save this file and come back to it later. So we need to check the name of the service that will respond to this application, to this URL, sorry, because this URL has to be redirected to a service that will take care of that response, of that HTTP response. And we need to check the port number too that it's listening to. So I'll do the keep switch here. I'll get the services that respond to the namespace in which our critical namespace runs. This is it. This is the service, and it runs at port 8282. So it's the pay service. I'll go back to my file. So this is the service that is supposed to respond to that. The pay service that listens to port 8282. Right, I'll save that, and I'll need to deploy this new ingress in addition to the other one that existed here. This one, ingress where watch. So I'll apply and deploy this one. So do kubectl, apply everything that's in that file. A new ingress is created, so I'll just check. The best way to check is to open it in the URL to see if it works. What about pay? I think it works. So the pay app already existed. We just did configurations to include it. So that's it. Go to the next page. It's about testing it on the browser. That's good for us. And I just say okay, and the lab is over. And thanks for viewing, and see you in another video solving another exercise and approaching the certification goals progressively. And don't forget to subscribe to get notifications and support the page. And thanks for viewing for other videos.